Recursive function is a function that can call itself. It must include an exit condition that stops calling itself so that it can return to its caller eventually. Here is the general structure of a recursive function. And in this function, you can see there must be a condition so that the output value is assigned with a value that no longer needs the calling of itself. And if this condition does not met, then the function will call itself with a new x value. In this case, if the condition is met, then the recursive function will return to its caller. Otherwise, it will crash the system. Here is an example of a recursive function. We're going to calculate the factorial of an integer, n. And the definition of the factorial is n times n minus 1 all the way to 1. And we can further rewrite the expression as n factorial equals n times n minus 1 factorial. And in this case, you can see that if we have a function to calculate the n factorial, and inside this function, we can actually call itself with another new value, n minus 1. So here is the code for the factorial function. And you can see the exit condition is when n equals 1. At that point, the output will be assigned as a value 1. Otherwise, it will keep calling itself. And let's take an example of this function. For example, we're going to calculate the factorial of 4. And since 4 is not 1, and then it will break it down to 4 times factorial of 3. And then we'll call itself with the new value of 3. And further, you can see that factorial 3 will break down 3 multiply factorial 2, and we'll call itself again with the new value of 2. And further, we'll calculate the factorial 1, where at that point, it satisfies the exit condition so that it will return 1 immediately, and it does not call the factorial function anymore. At that point, it will return to the caller function, and then the factorial 4 will return the value, which is 24.